pick up or they knock something for my head so I can hear you properly.
Hello everyone and welcome to the program Business Points on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program. Today we'll be spotlighting the drivers of 34.6% up from 33.90 from 9% rather in the period of the previous month, reflected is 0.72 increase, yes, from the previous period of October. And then according to the latest Consumer Product Index report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, this marks a significant year-on-year rise, with the November 2024 read begins with 6.40 percentage points higher than the 28.20% recorded in the same period of 2023. The rise in inflation is largely driven by food price increases, which continue to place a strain on Nigerian households. On a month-on-month basis, the headlining inflation rate showed a marginal slowdown, standing at 2.638% in the month of November compared to 2.648% as recorded in the month of October. While inflation remains high, this slight dip indicates a slower pace of price increase than the previous month of October. This is a report coming of how prices tend to surge in the month of November. However, the year-on-year increase still highlights the ongoing pressure on consumers, with the cost of living continuing to climb. Food inflation has also seen a sharp rise, reaching 39.93% in the month of November 2024, up from 32.84% in the same period of November 2023. The price for the stable foods such as yam, rice, maize, and palm oil have surged, contributing to the increase in food inflation. Other items such as guinea corn, millets, and meat have also seen notable price hike. And on a month-on-month basis, food inflation rose by 2.98%, slightly from 2.94% recorded in the month of October. So now we've seen the trajectory of how this inflation and then the drivers of the current inflation rate, which is at 34+%, and then the major cause of this is consumer price index, which has been an increment of food items. Household items have been on a surge almost on a daily basis. Nigerians have complained about the fact that they tend to go to the markets with a list and a budget, but most of the times the budgets don't even get to help them purchase all they need. And on the other hand, aside the inflation and the high cost of living, transactions are also being limited, and there's a bit of cash scarcity in the country. All of these concerns are what we're looking to x-ray on today's edition of Business Points. We'll be going on a quick break, and then when we return back, I'll be introducing my guests who would help us understand most of these talking points and then how we're going to drive the solution and sort out the major problems. Just sit back, we'll be right back. Yes, many thanks for staying with us as we await our guests to join. Let me just bring you up to speed with what's going on with Nigerian debt service. Nigeria pays $1.22 billion to International Monetary Fund. Nigeria has serviced its debt to the International Monetary Fund with not less than $1.22 billion over the period of 9 months. Data from the Debt Management Office External Debt Service report has shown that payments were made as part of principal repayments for 3 consecutive quarters from the fourth quarter of 2023 to the second quarter of 2024. The breakdown of the payments shows that $401.73 million was paid in the fourth quarter of 2023, followed by $409.35 million was paid in the first quarter of 2024, and as well as $404.24 million was paid in the second quarter of 2024, amounting to a total of $1.22 billion. As a result of this repayment, Nigeria's debt service to the International Monetary Fund has decreased significantly, dropping from $3.22 billion as of June 2023 to a $1.16 million as of June 2024. This reflects a sustainable reduction of 64.42% within 1 year. It was earlier reported that the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expected to pay off a total of $3.4 billion owed to the International Monetary Fund during his tenure. And when looking at this is also exciting because the ECOWAS in terms of Nigerian debt servicing. So this is something that this current administration, had inquired and made mention that will be paid. And in line with his renewed hope agenda and helping Nigeria settle its debt service, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is taking it serious. And then resources saved from fuel subsidy removal, as also resources generated from VAT charges are also one of the resources that were used to service most of this debt, as was reported by his spokesperson. And also a portion of the money as well has gone into the student loan initiative that was created by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Still, moving away from debt servicing, there's been a surge in sugar price, and the surge is up by 407%. The sugar price in Africa's most populous country has surged to its highest level since 2017. Owing to the worsening foreign exchange crisis, insecurity, and flooding incident that has cut output, the average price of sugar rose to 407% to 1.64 million metric tons in the month of October 2024 from 323 900 in the month of October 2017, according to data from the National Sugar Development Council. In spite of the high sugar price, sugarcane farmers have struggled to increase production owing a combination of issues ranging from inadequate access to improved seeding and worsening insecurity and climate change. Sugar production in Nigeria has risen from 6,843 metric tons in the year 2012 to 38,597 metric tons in the year 2019. According to the most recent data from National Sugar and Development Council, the account for 2.75% of Nigeria's total consumption of 1.42 million metric tons for the same period. And Nigeria, the largest country in the sub-Saharan Africa, 33.5 to $1 to a dollar, the Nigerian Autonomous Forex Exchange market has shown all of these reports. So majorly, the major concern and the major this increment in sugar price is due to the cause of high rates of importation and local farmers not having inadequate access to farm produce, and as well as insecurity also is another major challenge that has opened room for massive importation. Around 98% of raw sugar is being imported into Nigeria, and what are major causes? Questions have been asked. Some persons have argued that most of these farmers are internally displaced as we speak, and they can't go back to their homes now, go back has been one of the major reasons why we're witnessing this surge in the sugar industry. And again, the floating of the naira again is also playing another major factor, given the fact that one naira now, as at earlier today, is being exchanged for about 1,600 to 1,700 respectively. So imports on the rise, aim to increase investments in the sector. Sugar imports has continued to rise speedily. The sweetener is the second most imported agricultural produce in Nigeria in terms of quantity after wheat, according to the Food and Agricultural Organization. Africa's most populous nation is the fourth net importer of sugar. It imported 1.53 million metric tons in the year 2020 from 1.9 million metric tons in the year 2012. A 40.1% increase in the imports over this period, and nearly millions of dollars are still spent on importing the sweetener, a narrative that industry backward and interrogation program hopes to change. Nigeria spent a whopping 582.3 billion naira in 9 months importing sugar, compared to 519.8 billion expended in the year 2023. Data from Nigerian Foreign Trade Report shows that there has been a high level of sugar importation. So if we have these issues of insecurity tackled, majorly, all of these issues would be sorted out, and then the level of importation of mostly agricultural produce is going to be, cut down to its barest minimum. So this has been a major challenge within the sectors. I'm sure that the current administration is doing all it can to be able to see to the, sustainability of the agricultural sector here in Nigeria, and then have less of importation to also do. Maybe the prices of food were surging high for a period of time. The federal government says they are easing up taxation for imported goods. So I think all of this now has contributed to this surge that we're witnessing. But that was only set for grains. At this time that we're witnessing significant growth, increase in terms of importation of sugar items. So with all of these issues around, we're hoping that the government is going to tackle most of the challenges, and then the real farmers will get adequate seedling that they need to be able to go back to farm, and then make sure they farm, and Nigerians will have enough to eat as well as exports to other countries. Moving away from agriculture, let's have a conversation around Nigerians crypto ownership. Nigeria leads the world in crypto ownership. This is an amazing news. Nigeria leads the world in crypto ownership according to report, second annual survey. The report indicates that the emerging markets like Nigeria and South Africa are driving the global adaptation of cryptocurrencies. The percentage of ownership in the highest in the Philippines. The Philippines recorded in third place at 54%, South Africa at second place with 68%, and Nigeria leading the pack with 73%. These countries are at the forefront of the notable interest in cryptocurrency related awareness, ownership, and engagement. Additionally to the survey, 51% of respondents said that under crypto assets, and 93% of the respondents worldwide are aware of them. Additionally as well, these countries have shown a strong interest in Web3 activities such as staking, utilizing decentralized finance, and holding of NFTs. 8% of Nigerian respondents were aware of decentralization, and 77% correctly find the blockchain. 74% of respondents from South Africa said they were familiar with concepts, compared to 61% of those from the Philippines. The survey also revealed enduring obstacles to entry despite the increasing interest in cryptocurrency in this region. concerns about scammers, market volatility, and a lack of understanding of its purpose are commonly known worldwide. Respondents from emerging markets have shown a willingness to accept virtual currencies despite these difficulties and barriers. 75% of those surveyed expressed concern about artificial intelligence potential to spread fraud and create fake news, highlighting the blockchain may be crucial in resolving these issues. Blockchain could offer accountability and transparency required to construct AI-driven disinformation, according to roughly 54% of the time of this time. So there's just been a lot. The world is adopting cryptocurrency. You could agree with me. 2020, a projection that Bitcoin is going to hit $100,000 mark. Come December 2024, that's a 4-year span. So we witnessed a rise before, a bullish run, and then a bearish run. But a week before November, Bitcoin hits a mark of $100,000 US, and then as I speak to you, as at earlier today, Bitcoin is at $106,000 US. So now there has been a rise, and then the market, the crypto market, and the blockchain is also talking about transparency. A lot of analysts have argued that the blockchain and then the cryptocurrencies as well can be used in terms of election, and then it's going to have accountability with transparency. Due to some network issues from the end of our guest, we are unable to spotlight the key drivers of Nigerian inflation. This is how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of the program. I am Samuel Odi. I'll see you again tomorrow as we talk more business. Bye for now.